Okay, this is a new series I'm calling Process to Profit. Basically, sold my soul and I started day trading. I'll give you a little bit of a backstory. I started trading early December in a live account, just with like $30. I grew the account from $30 to about $500 purely with luck. You know, $500 to me, that's a good amount of money, but it was purely luck. I had no strategy, I had no discipline. I don't know what I was doing. But yeah, it was purely luck. I was literally watching EMA cross and just praying. But I'm on a funded grind now. So I want to make this kind of like journal, diary, kind of day in the life of style video. I'm someone who believes greatly in self-improvement, and if my last video was just about how much I'm so discontent with my current life and situation, I don't know what else to do besides trade. I like trading. I've been investing for many years. Now this is a completely different game than investing, but these things interest me. It's fun. It's fun. It's especially fun when you're winning. I have work tomorrow. It's 1 a.m. But I was doing great this whole week. So I had 100K. I blew it. Didn't know what I was doing. I don't know why the first funded account ever I bought 100K. I'm on a 50K I bought last week Wednesday. It's now this Thursday. It's doing great. Up until about 12 hours ago, I was $800 away from passing. What did I do? Hopped on Asia session while at work, so I'm not even giving it my full attention. I throw in a short, bada bing, bada boom. I'm up $300. I don't sell. It's hitting previous highs and it's rejecting going higher, but I don't sell because I'm not paying that much attention. I take a loss of like $100. That is not bad by any means, but I'm such an egotistical prick that I just started revenge trading, and that is my issue. I revenge trade and I always cut my winners short. So revenge trading went from, I usually trade S&P 500 EQ minis. I try to do one contract. That's like a pretty good size. I went from that to silver because I know silver right now, if you've been looking at the markets, the volatility is absolutely nuts. So I hopped on silver, lost 300, whatever. Went back to EQ, found my strategy. It was a good setup. Made like $150. Granted, it's 11:30 at night at this point. Of course, it's not moving like it is during the daytime. Like I'm trading like just the middle of Asia session. I don't mind trading Asia, but I usually try to trade between 8 and 10 or 7 and 10. I'm just being fucking greedy. Like I'm just over trading. Like it's pissing me off. I was down 300 at one point, made a little bit back on silver, and I'm just fucking gambling when I'm hopping on silver. Like, yes, oftentimes I make more on silver than I lose, but it's just fucking gambling. Like, I'm barely listening to a strategy. I'm scalping. I'm trying to scalp, like, individual candlesticks. It's so fucking stupid. I was down like 300. Again, 300 is not a bad amount to lose in a day. I could have waited the trade in the morning. I'm texting my buddy. I'm like, I should really hop off the trades. But no, there's something. I know what's wrong. I'm so discontent with my life. I'm trying to rush this progress, you know? I want a payout. I want multiple payouts so I can live the life that I actually want to live. So I can do with my life what I'd actually like to do. This doesn't mean I don't work hard. It doesn't mean I'm not giving enough effort. I am trying so hard. I journal every trade. I journal every day for over a month now. I spend maybe 6 to 8 hours every day looking at charts. And if I'm not looking at charts, I'm watching traders and listening to their strategies. I think my strategy's good. I've back tested it multiple times for hours at a time. And even on this current account, I have a win rate of almost 80% over 30 trades. Now my issue is my fucking psychology. It is so bad. I'm cutting my winners short. I'm over trading, revenge trading. These are the worst things someone can do. This is not what a profitable person does. But, I've only been trading since December. It's almost March. That's 3 months. I would have been super lucky if I could have passed the account by now. But, yeah, I don't know. I've just been so stressed out recently because I really want to make this shit work. And I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to quit until I make it work. I don't know if that's going to take me 3 more months. I don't know if it's going to take me 6 more months. I don't know if it's going to take me a year. I don't know if it's going to take me 2 years. But I like this. I like it. It's like, it's a battle against myself, my own psychology. I feel like I have all my confluences down. I have this great strategy down. But the real enemy who's holding myself back is me. So, down $300. What did I do? Keep trading. I lost $700. I'm at the max loss for the day, so I can't even trade tomorrow. And that's really my own fault because I felt like such a fucking loser for losing just $300. $300 is nothing. That's not even one good trade. That's like half of a good trade. But I felt like such a loser. I wanted to make it back so bad that I lose $700. That could be multiple days of work. It's just because I'm being crazy in the mind. Why am I doing that? It was completely stupid and idiotic, and like I said, it's not something someone profitable would do. So I'm making this series, and it's just gonna be me going through everything. I don't know how long these videos will be. They might be quite long, 30 minutes. I'm gonna hopefully record some trades. I'm gonna record the process. I'm gonna record what I do in a day, how much time I spend on this. Granted, tomorrow, it's probably good that I'm locked for tomorrow, and this is me coping, yes, but I work 9 hours. It's 1 a.m. now. I've been trading. I've been journaling. Ever since I came home at 9. I spent 4 hours doing this shit, just looking at charts and losing money. I should have just hopped on. It would have been more profitable for me to go to bed, for me to go play video games. But, yeah, it's whatever. So I'm just going to be recording daily things I'm doing because as much as I want this to work, I'm also on the path of self-improvement. I have been for many years. I feel like I've come so far, but the further I go, I realize how much more there is to do. And you just realize that it's never enough. You're never, But I just have to learn not to be greedy. I will say that the thing I did is I have a Alpha Futures account, so it's connected to Tradovate. I went into Tradovate. I made my max daily loss 400. If I'm 400 down, locks me out of the account for the rest of the day. It's probably a good idea. If I take a bad trade, 400 down, whatever. I might change it to 500, 600 because I usually like to risk 600. I don't know if that cancels me out mid-trade. But, yeah, that seems like a better thing to do because if I can't control my own psychology, I need to be locked out of the account. We'll figure it out. I'm new to this game, but I'll look back at this first video and I don't know, hopefully a year, maybe a couple of years from now, I'll be living it up with all my buddies who have also tried to get on trading, and I don't know. I know I will make this work. I just know it's going to take a lot of time. And if I'm putting this much time into it, I might as well make self-improvement videos about it too, because that's the other thing I love doing with my life when I'm not being a good little goyim and slaving away. But, sorry that was intense. Probably makes me look like a dickhead. I was pretty frustrated. We'll see how much I'll record tomorrow. Can't trade, so I think next update you'll probably get from me is when Asia session opens and I can trade again. Does that mean I'll take a trade? If I get the A+ setup and volume is good, yeah, but I have to stop over trading and stop being my psychology, once again, I said, is so fucked. what I should do after tomorrow, because I get off at 8, I should go straight to the gym after that. I've been fasting for Ramadan, so I've been trying not to go during the day because, yeah, that's not the most ideal time to go lift and do a bunch of cardio. So, hopefully, tomorrow I get off at 8, break the fast. We'll update you then. Might be at the gym. We'll make this work, guys, inshallah. Okay. Here's the update as promised. It's now the following night. Got done with my long day, whatever, 9 hours, locked out of trading because I was an idiot last night. Again, whatever, you'll live, we'll make it through. Just got out of the gym, hit a chest day. Asia market opened up. I took one tiny trade while at work. Hit in my favor. It was like plus 200, so the account is currently standing at $51,200. That is the account balance right now. 1,800 away from passing. The reason this thing's so bad is because I was 500 away at one point. And yeah, I mean, I already went through all the mistakes last night, but I've just been kind of thinking about it. I was reflecting at it at work, and by God, today I'm a little short of my sales quota this month. I'm trying so hard to make it because I don't want to be known as somebody who loses. Like, I don't want to be on a performance improvement plan. And yeah, I just don't want that to be me. I don't want someone to look up my name in a system and be like, oh, that guy was a little short. I've never been that way. And I don't want to start being that way now. So I worked my ass off at work, but I was thinking about it. I think the reason and the thing that's holding me back from being my best self is I underestimate what I can do in a month, but I absolutely overestimate on what I can do in a day. I went into last week, honestly, same point as I am now. So I'm not even down on the week, which is, I mean, that's a good thing. And I actually have the opportunity to take profit on the week and go up tomorrow if I can take the right trade. If there is a trade that I should even take, if I see my setup. But I'm realizing that I'm trying to rush things. I'm thinking I need to pass today, or I need to get this done today. And I'm not thinking about the entire month. I'm not thinking about even the next week. I'm saying, we have 2 days left. We got to pass it in these 2 days. And that is why I'm losing money. I'm forcing trades. I'm forcing a timeline. And that's why I've been losing. Because I'm afraid to lose. I'm losing because I'm afraid to lose. Because I'm afraid that losing sets me back further. And this is so bad. I mean, I make on average, I don't want to talk about how much I make, but I realize that even when I'm in trading, when I see profit, I cut profit because I calculate how much profit that is to how many hours of work it would take me to get that. And that is so unhealthy. It's a whole different scale. Just by working, I can't freaking lose money working. They're not going to take money from me from working. But trading, I could put 4 hours in and I'm down 800. But that's the game. I just know that stay disciplined. I'm not one to give up, and I don't intend to give up. That being said, if I want to make this easier for myself, I have to stop fighting myself. I have to allow myself to win by being patient, being disciplined, taking the right trades, and just trying to improve, you know? But sorry for the rant. I mean, this is just me kind of setting the baseline for this series. I'm sure it'll get better. I want it to be real, organic, and raw, because more than as much as hopefully we can all look back on this and things are all better for all of us, I want myself to be able to look back on this and see, wow, look at the improvement we made. Look at where he was. He was hating his life. He was so frustrated, but through decency and patience, we made it out. So I know it's like a weird, I'm not the most organic speaker. Sometimes I slur my words and stutter, but I'm imperfect, and that's what makes me human. So what I'll do tomorrow, being Friday, is I'm gonna wake up probably about 7:45. Market opens for me at 8:30, and I want to just kind of show that daily routine of waking up and taking a trade. So I get up, I set everything up, and yeah, if I take any trades tomorrow, we'll definitely be documenting my thought process and why I took the trade, and if it won and lost, and why I think what happened. So tomorrow will be a very exciting day. I can't wait to see you guys. I'll probably try to make this a weekly series on top of everything else that I'm trying to do, because these I like talking about. It's not too easy. It's not too hard for me to rant. I've already been yapping my ass off in this segment for 5 minutes. But love you boys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Alrighty, everybody. Good morning on this Monday. I would like to apologize first for my hair. I have an awful cowlick over here. Don't know what to do about it. Getting a haircut tomorrow, but it does look a little bit crazy. Let's go through some of the things that I did today on this beautiful Monday morning. As you can see, the big difference from last night is we got this RRR well over actually, 1. It was 0.96, I believe, yesterday. Now it is 1.09. Keep in mind, all of these stats were way better before the crash out we had last Wednesday night, trading that Asia Open for Thursday. Like the win rate was better. But let me just show you, and we'll talk through this trade that I made today. So, took one trade. I was in it for 5 minutes, and it was an $800 P&L on one mini on the S&P 500. So let's kind of go through it. I'll explain the thought process and why I took this trade. So no better place to start than 8:30. Kind of just chop, very, very like low volume kind of choppiness. Some consolidation. And pardon me if I don't use these terms correctly. I am still learning. And also, I don't know, like, I understand fair value gaps and stuff like that, but I honestly don't trade fair value gaps, so it's not something I'm an expert on. But let's go through, starting at 8:30, what my thought process is and why I took this trade. 8:30, boom, we get a major impulse up. I mean, that is almost nearly a 30-point impulse. Break this resistance line, and we break another resistance line too. Kind of some, a little bit of a pullback here, but not towards EMA or anything. Didn't trade, and I don't like to trade before I said 9:30 the other day anyways. But we kind of get some choppiness here. So we get a high and a higher low. That also, this could have been an entry. The reason I didn't take this entry is because the risk to reward was not what I would have liked it to be. So I like to, let's bring this all the way down just so I can show for sakes what the thought process was. I like to enter after the green candle confirmation saying that the pullback is over. But this was such a big impulse up that if we look here, this would have probably been my stop loss. At the time, I could have done a take profit here. That is a 0.75 entry, so it just did not make any sense. I don't want to take that kind of trade where I can lose much more than I can win. Whatever. I did not take that. And it kind of just, goes up, pulls back a little bit. We get a higher high here. And then once again, we get another higher low. So I see this pullback goes through EMA 20. Not worried about that, really. The reason I entered this trade is because after this pullback, you can see that this green candle actually closed above EMA 20, which is pretty sweet. That's something I look for. So it actually closed slightly above EMA 20 and this resistance. Granted, I didn't get a chance to go ahead and take out a lot of my resistance lines from last night, but
This one at 682 does not seem to be doing too much. So this is probably a prior line that had some, yeah, like it worked here. Um, but we know that 847 is still in place. There's a lot of respect currently. I don't know. We know that the 847 one is still in place. We get multiple lines of respect here. But I didn't actually get a chance and go ahead and make my new resistance lines like I usually like to. Um, and that is something that I will be doing later today. Anyways, let's get back to the trade and explain why I took it. So, get this new high, and we get a pullback through the EMA 20 line below this resistance line. I'm just going to go ahead and delete it right now, actually. Um, and I entered on this green candle that wanted to, well, I entered on this green candle because it closed slightly above EMA 20, and I could see that from the candle wick. Price did not go, I think that's one tick lower than previous. Um, I called this the rejection candle. So I entered here, even a little bit lower because that candle was initially red. So, right, actually, right where my line is currently is where I entered. I wish I would have sold up here. If I would have sold up here, this would have actually passed the account. But I did it at retesting. I did it at the retest because after the retest, I'm a little uncertain. Um, I did at the retest. Usually, I like to put it at the next resistance line, which is what I usually do. But I'm trying to pass this account, so I just did it at the retest of the higher high. And that was a very nice trade. Only in it for 5 minutes, but now we are $343 away from passing the account, which is the closest I've ever been. Very exciting times. I haven't taken a trade yet. I'm not going to take a trade unless I think it's an A plus setup for the rest of the session, and I don't like to take any trades after 2 p.m. anyways. Um, Kind of same thing with the Aza session opening up here tonight. But yeah, that's kind of the process of why I took this trade and why I think I won it. Um, so yeah, we entered, we got out right about, I would say right about here actually is where I probably had my take profit at. Um, so yeah, I felt like that was a pretty good trade. Also, I put my take profit here because if you see, this was this previous high, even though it's not a higher high, just in case. There's been times I'm literally one tick away from hitting my take profit, so I always set it a little bit lower than what I actually think it might go to or break. Um, like I said, if I would have had it up here, I would have passed the account for sure. But I'm not in just trying to pass the account mode. I'm trying to make the good trades, perfect the form. So that was the logic of the trade I took today. And we will see if we can hopefully pass this account in the next few trades we make here. And I think honestly, once I pass the account or if I make a big step back, that'll conclude this episode. And the next episode, depending if I pass the account, will be kind of the road to getting that first payout. Because I've never actually passed a funded account before. Believe it or not, this is actually my second funded account ever. If we go to Alpha Futures, it might even show free accounts, but one of them I asked them, I begged them to refund because I didn't know. Oh, it doesn't even show my old accounts. But yeah, when I first started, I actually started a 100K account, and I never even made it past halfway. I actually had a pretty good win rate, but my risk to reward was so bad. So now I take way less trades than I did on that one. I was trading maybe 5, 6 times a day. Um, but now we're focused on that positive risk to reward management. So that is the story for us today. It's been a great day trading wise so far. Definitely happy if I just don't trade again today. But obviously, with an A plus setup, if I see it 350, we will be trading that. If I'm online and looking at it and it looks really good. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm actually going to go to the gym because today is my off day, and then I work the next 5 days in a row. So I will see you beautiful people soon. Alrighty, gang. So, believe it or not, it is now Sunday night, as you see from here. I'm actually about to go to bed soon because we got market open at 8:30. I'm just doing laundry as you see in my bed back there, whatever. But I wanted to kind of walk you through my Friday trade because I really haven't got the chance to, and now I'm free. So we had market open right here. So I'm just going to kind of walk through my strategy a little bit and why I took this trade. At the beginning of every week, I mark out lines of resistance, which I'm probably going to have to redefine this week. This is probably going to be a pretty volatile week given everything that's happening in the world right now. I don't trade Sunday night opens because I think like a lot of it's pretty news based and stuff. Um, and like yeah, I don't think I would have been able to predict this long. And if anything, I would have probably shorted because of the whole state with Iran and everything right now. I would have probably shorted. So this would have definitely stopped me out for sure. Um, so I'm not going to trade on Sunday nights. I never do. But I want to go back and explain the logic that I was using on Friday morning when I took my trade. So I always wake up, I would say around 7:50ish, try to get a walk in, just be woken up and be a little bit fresh so I'm ready for trades. I'll trade at this computer. A lot of times I just go upstairs, set my MacBook down because I do a lot of background tasks. Because honestly, it could take hours and hours and hours for my strategy to prevent myself or present itself in a way that I feel comfortable to take the trade. So market opens here at 8:30, yada yada yada. Honestly, looking back on it, probably shouldn't have traded this week or this day, I mean, because this was one choppy ass market. The real reason I traded is because I saw a lot of respect of current resistance zone. Um, so break resistance, go up. I know that this resistance line here is pretty good. We break this new resistance, we go up, and we're kind of respecting here. Don't enter the trade. We keep going up, and it's pretty much just a lot of choppiness between my two resistance lines that I had marked out the days prior. I know that we're not going to break this line, and this was actually the trade that I took. So I like to trade something called EMA pullback swing. Where basically I have short-term EMA being the yellow one, long-term being the blue one. I wait for them to cross so we're an established trend, and of course I have VWAP over here. I think that's a pretty good indicator to have just as a basis. But I like to watch price pull back to one of my indicators. Whether that's a resistance line on a trend, or that's one of my EMAs, or that's VWAP. I don't trade VWAP pullbacks that often. Most of the time, I'm trading resistance pullbacks, EMA 20 and EMA 50 pullbacks. In this case, this was a resistance pullback. So this was a lot of choppiness. Once again, I probably shouldn't have taken the trade. Waited for this line to cross here, as you see. So I know that we're currently in a trend. Um, and yeah, what I kind of figured is we would get a pullback, and if it would respect, I would take it. So we go up, up, up. We respect this. So this is actually where my take profit was. Um, it was actually up here because yeah, I figured like there was a lot of chances to break this line of resistance, which we didn't. But it was also respecting here, so we get a kind of controlled pullback. Granted, this was a really volatile. I mean, these are almost 10 points per candlestick, which I feel like is a lot. So we get this pullback, pullback, respect. Um, I actually never enter on red candles besides this exact moment. I entered on a red candle, which I do not like doing at all. But seeing as how we had respected 3 times previously where we closed around or above my resistance line, I'm talking one here, and then we closed above here with actually it being wicked up a little bit more. I felt like it was a good idea. I entered right at the beginning of this candlestick, hold, held, and I sold right about here. Um, at the time, I was trading two minis. No, Yeah, I was trading one mini, which is what I usually do. Um, I'll only ever trade two minis around New York. I mean, not New York. I'll never trade two minis in New York, especially I'm on a 50K account. I'll trade two or three minis depending on volume during Asia session, but I'm a one mini guy during New York Open. Um, so I entered right here, and I actually took out a little bit before my take profit because I don't know. I get worried. That's my psychology thing. I don't believe in a lot of my take profits and stuff, and I cut my winners really early, which is destroying my risk to reward, which should be way better than it is. It's about one typically, but I'd like it to be way better. And then we fall down. I was already done with the market today, um, and yeah, we are on Sunday now, and I do not know what to expect. It looks like we're respecting current resistance over here at the moment, but you do not know what the future has in hold. It looks like it's probably going to be shorts tomorrow, but we'll just have to see. I never like to take trades before 9 o'clock because I always feel like that's a time when I get a lot of reversals. Um, and I remember when I was trading on a live account back before I even knew anything, I got caught in an awful reversal and I got like really pissed. So let me see if there's anything else I can just kind of point out as like what an entry would be on my strategy. This right here would actually be like the most golden A plus setup. We get this frickin' wild, absolute wild impulse down. Um, like this is crazy. This is just a lot of momentum down, and I see we get a respectance of my resistance line at 871. We get a pullback pretty much all the way to this resistance line at 6911, and then I would have entered here, and I don't like to do my take profits past any resistance line. So I would have probably had my resistance line or my take profit around here on this short. But this just kind of demonstrates what an A plus setup would be. Believe it or not, I actually didn't trade this because I'm an idiot and I got my account over the maximum loss on the night of the Thursday trading session. So on Wednesday night, when Asia was open on Thursday, I lost over $1,000. So I couldn't have traded this A plus setup, which I would have loved to take. And I mean, this is a really, really controlled pullback right to EMA 20 and the resistance line. And yeah, that would have been my entry for sure. Um, but yeah, I might document the trades that I do tomorrow. Who knows? I'll probably at least do a review of them. That was a hand fart, by the way, because I know that was close to my mic. I know I probably can't do it too well now. I'm off tomorrow, so that means I can put a good amount of my energy into trading. I'm all caught up on my journals. Let's look at this current account. So these are the stats I'm currently working with. I had this damn near an 80% win rate before my awful um, Wednesday night Asia session. I don't know what the hell I was doing. It was really stupid and ignorant of me, but play stupid games, win stupid prizes, as I like to say. I don't even know my maximum losses because it should be higher than this. Oh, it'll say here. My maximum loss. Oh, it's at 50K. I forget these get stopped out at 50K. It won't go higher than 50K. Let's look at the trade analysis just so we can understand how long I've been on this account. Um, First trading day of March. So I've only had 2 red trading days on this account, which I am myself proud of. This was the first day. This was an Asian session. Took a few trades here. Sometimes Alpha Futures has this weird glitch where like it looks like I'm taking more trades than I am. This is probably only 2 trades. Um, this was an Asia Chesson trade for sure, and then a New York trade. I was very happy with this trade. It was picture perfect. Um, then we had 3 good days in a row. I mean, these 150 and $70 aren't really that spectacular, but I was really in the mindset of protecting capital. This was kind of a crazy day. It says 9 trades. Realistically, I have to stop trading silver at all. Silver's in I don't feel like the futures on silver were designed for as much volume as they currently have. Um, and if I am going to trade silver, I should only be trading micros and not minis, or macros and not minis, but I'm an idiot. I did make two good trades here, though. This was 487 and 275, so that is actually where majority of the profit came from. Everything else is just kind of bullshit. And this was the damned Wednesday night Asia session. I held this trade. This negative $75 ticked me off for some reason. It made me so pissed that like I didn't want to like be in a trade and lose. And then you can see I start taking the big losses. I should have been done even after here because I had a couple wins in a row. But, you know, I was in a gambling mindset. This is when I made that initial rant right after that. But we ended off the week pretty good, psychology wise. This, I believe, this was an Asia session trade. And then this was the New York trade. So overall, I just have to stop getting emotional. I have to stop trying to force myself to take stupid risks just because I want to get successful faster. But anyways, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Okay, guys, we're back with another update. As you can see, it is now the 3rd of March, so another day down the hatchet. And let's just talk for a little bit first before we get into the analyzation that I'd like to do. So, I'm on my calendar. I'm showing December 2025. Reason being is right over here, Monday the 1st. That is when that's when I first started trading. And I was actually doing this on Hyperliquid on a live account, trading 40x leverage with pretty much no real strategy. It wasn't exactly like gambling, but it was pretty close. And yeah, that was not a smart thing to do. I do not recommend doing that at all. Let me go check something real quick. So, trading for pretty much that entire month. Okay, that's what I thought it was. So I was pretty much trading for that entire month, a live account, not really knowing what I'm doing, just being kind of overall an idiot. Somehow I was doing well. I flipped like $30 into, I want to say like 450 at its peak. The issue that being is live trading is not smart when you have no money, because as we move forward, I remember it was a few days after Christmas. I believe it was Wednesday the 30th. Wake up 8:30, do my normal thing, trade like an idiot. I'm taking a trade right at 8:30. I see a trend and I took it and it reversed and I reversed my trade and it reversed again and I reversed again and I went down, no lie, $180 of my own money. Of my own money, I went down $180 in maybe an hour. And I'm sitting in my bed over there thinking that that would almost take me 10 hours, 9 hours of work to make that money back before taxes, $180. And I was so pissed at myself because I felt like I was going to work that entire day for free because I just lost all my own money trading. And no lie, this whole period, this November December period, was some of the like most stressful times in my life. I took on a new role at my job, and I just felt like so unrewarded because I'm getting a job on paper. I'm getting paid way more, but I'm getting taxed, and now I have bills and healthcare and all these things, and I'm barely seeing any more money. I'm barely seeing any more reward, and I was grinding YouTube at the time. I was grinding trading, grinding my job, putting in work, but I was getting nowhere, and that was so frustrating. And in that bed over there, I sat down and I cried myself from 9:30 to about 12:30, cried myself to sleep before I had to go back to work. Let's fast forward. I realized that maybe, just maybe, live trading at this point in my life, especially something as stupid as 40x Bitcoin, is not the move. That's not how we're going to make generational wealth. Let's go here. Monday the 26th of January. It took me almost a month and a half of not having... Oh, no, I went into the funded account with a strategy, but it works a little bit differently on crypto, especially Bitcoin is so volatile to news and stuff like that. So I had developed my strategy, and I really didn't know what I was doing. Monday the 26th is when I opened up my first funded account. It was a 100K account, which I've mentioned previously. I wish I would have never opened. I wish I would have started with a 50K account, but that is something I had to learn. My eyes were bigger than my stomach. I trade this account. First week I'm down, second week I'm maybe up like a couple hundred, third week, fourth week. I trade this account all the way until Tuesday the 17th of February. I blow the account. And honestly, I learned a lot, and by the end of the account, I figured that, I'll put it this way. My risk to reward was shit. It was about 0.5. My win rate, however, was about 72%, very similar to what I have it at now. I was over trading. I was revenge trading. I remember there was days I would go down just about 1,800, and then I would end equal because I was doing that many trades. I was revenge trading. The strategy was coming into play here, but my psychology and my risk to reward was nowhere to be found. I blow the account. I buy the 50K the following day. I go down $200 on Wednesday. Say it is what it is. Remember, Friday the 20th, I'm off. Don't usually get off a lot of Fridays. Went up about $800, took one A-plus trade, and called it a day. Last week, perfect day. Not perfect. Actually, this was about $100. We went through the calendar. I think this was 100. This was like 70, and this was like 8. No. Yeah, this was like 800. I wanted to pass that account on this Thursday trading session. So on Wednesday night, I lost $70, and I just fucking hit the max loss in like just being an idiot and not thinking fucking correctly. I remember when I first started trading, I heard something. It is you against you more than it is perfecting a strategy. And that is the truth, because I feel like for over a month now, I've had a good strategy, but it's me just being a dumbass that is setting myself back. Anyways, we had a good day Friday. I think we went up a couple hundred. It's already last week. I can't remember. Monday the 2nd. March Monday the 2nd. That was a few minutes ago. And as you guys know from the previous update, I went up about $800, which on the 50K account was my best trade so far. Closed the account, didn't make a trade the rest of the day. Thank God I wasn't an idiot. Aged the session today. I found an A+ setup. I took it. Believe it or not, I actually hit my take profit, but by me not just being a little bit of a dumbass, I didn't take the commission that Alpha Futures takes out into account, and they took out enough where I was like $50 short of actually passing the account. I just traded the continuation of the same trend. Like I put in a trade shortly after I knew it wasn't going to go, like after I felt like one of the candlesticks was pretty safe and wasn't going to reverse on that candlestick. And we passed my first account. So this has been about 3 months of hard work every single day. I've been journaling for months. I spend, honestly, probably at least a minimum of 5 hours a day looking at a chart. And if I'm not looking at a chart, I'm journaling, or I'm back testing, or I'm, watching traders talk about psychology. I'm reading psychology books, whatever. I would say I spend at least about 5-6 hours a day. The amount of time I think about trading is so much. It's probably most of my day I'm thinking about trading, besides like when I'm really, really occupied with another task. Otherwise, I'm thinking about perfecting the skill and being the best and not selling myself short of the life I could have. And that's what this certificate feels like. I passed this account, I think, rather quickly. This is my second funded account ever. But that's because I worked relentlessly. I did put in like 6 hours of work every single day. So if you're only putting in 2, it's probably going to take you 3 times as long to get to this point here. And I've learned a lot of lessons already, but I am so like new to this, like I could very well blow this shit clean off tomorrow and I never touch a payout. Or if I keep improving and I really, really listen and I keep journaling and I keep backtesting, keep growing my own faith and my own strategy. And it's impossible not to have emotions, but it's possible not to act on them. If I can do that, I might be able to change my life. I might be able to get myself out of the shithole that I was even a month or 2 months ago. Like I've been like, I mean, I've said this even in my other videos, the ones that aren't trading related. I've been depressed, because I'm looking around. It feels like the entire world is going to shit. I work a job where, I mean, don't get me wrong, for my age, I'm killing it, but I don't get anything satisfactory from it. And I always feel like I'm treated like shit, but that's most jobs, whatever. You don't need to hear my sob story on that, but like, I was genuinely, depression drove me to this point to learn something else because I knew something needed to change. I knew I needed the change. This certificate is not only just me clicking a few buttons, although that's how I got the certificate. Sure, yeah. The certificate is proof. Is proof to me that discipline does get you somewhere. Work does pay off. And I'm not only talking about trading, but you have to change your whole life. I was going to bed at like 3, 4 a.m. I was waking up at 11. You couldn't do that anymore. All of a sudden I'm going to bed at 1 latest and I'm waking up at 8 latest. All of a sudden I'm going to the gym every day, and sometimes I was going to the gym just to get my mind off trading because otherwise I had this compulsive need to learn and trade, and it wasn't healthy. Just today, after passing this account, I picked up a video game for the first time in almost 2 months because I knew I needed to distract myself from not logging into the new 50K and trying to make the money right away. And I still have a lot to fix in my psychology. But this certificate is proof to me that I can actually get the life that I wanted. On this account, I made 3,000 in like 10 trading days. You know how many fucking hours that would take me at my job? And how sad and dissatisfied I would be while doing that? And that's the point I'm trying to make. Like, it looks so stupid, but like I'm happy I didn't full port this. I'm happy I had to blow an account. I'm happy I had to learn that leverage is not the move. I'm happy I've learned all these things just by doing it. Guys, you need to throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. Everything. Doesn't have to be trading. Now, this is the skill that I chose because I've always had an interest in finance, and I've actually been in the stock market, and I've been investing ever since I was 12. Ever since I had part-time jobs, even before I had part-time jobs, I was doing chores and just, buying like micro shares of fucking tire companies in Disney. But I've always been interested in this, and the feel you get from improving the form, from perfecting a skill, I mean, that's unbeatable. But this is only the start, guys. I promise you. Because even if tomorrow I log in and I blow this account smooth off like an idiot, I know I can get back to this point now. I know that it's possible. And only from this point, I'm a few days away from getting money that could change my life. But I can't think like that. It is about perfecting the skill, not about the money. Because and TGR put it best when I was watching one of his Profit the Profitabilities videos, or he was talking about it. It was his new series this year, or whatever. It's like LeBron James doesn't make assists, he doesn't score 3 pointers, he doesn't dunk with the intent of thinking this is how much money I'm gonna get. That he's in the gym practicing every day, improving the skill, and the side effect of that is making money. The side effect of that is getting the fame. Now I don't want fame. I don't even want fucking Lambos and shit. I'm fine. Look at this little setup. Now, granted, I'm in my parents' house. I'm 18, but like, I just got a fucking TV. I got my bed on a tiny bed frame. I could give a shit about the material items, but I do not want this life. I don't. I want it to change. I want to be able to do the things that are important to me more than buying material shit. I don't want to wake up and get yelled at for a boss when I'm one of the top. I've been a top performer, and I still get told I'm not good enough. And what is this company doing for the world? Like it's it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter. So if it doesn't matter what I do for work, I might as well work with something that makes me like I get enjoyment from and live the life I want to live. I'm talking about bringing purpose. I'm talking about doing projects that otherwise I wouldn't have time and money for. I'm talking about trying to constantly improve and become a better version of myself. And that's the goal. That is the goal. Fuck all the supercars. I want to live life on my own means. That is why I was depressed. And that is why this certificate means so much to me. This here probably will mean more to me than a payout. I don't know. I haven't gotten a payout yet, so it's hard to say. Sorry about the 16-minute rant. I know this video is going to be pretty long, but let's get into the trade I took today and why I took it and how it played out. Okay, so I haven't actually refreshed in quite a while. And this looks very interesting. So as you see, I'm logged out. I'm actually not logged into any account anymore because they just switched me over to this 50K qualified account, which we'll talk about the next episode. I'll be documenting the trading days and stuff like this for probably another week before I release a new episode. But let's get into why I took this trade. So I've made it clear that I kind of like trading Asia, and I don't know if that's a good thing. Now for Asia, I'm not glued to the screen or anything. It's kind of something I have on in the background because I'm already glued to the screen for New York. But I like to watch it because you get a lot of slower momentum. And for my strategy, I see a lot of trades. So like this is a trade here I could have take. We got short controlled pull back to EMA 20 rejection. This would have been a good rejection because it was smaller. It was bigger than the previous green candle, and this was kind of like a decision candle here. As you see, price did not go further. We push lower, so we get a lower low. No, we get a lower high and a lower low. Again, another controlled pullback. This time the EMA 50. Now I really like EMA 50 pullbacks because they are like though these are like A plus plus, like this would be A plus, I would say. This is like A plus. I mean, because you enter on this red candle, and you could have made 15 points in Asia session, but that's really all you need. So this is the EMA 50 pullback once again. Actually, it's like a similar to this candle here, but we get the pullback down to 886.25, and as you see, like this is a great continuation. That is a great pullback. That is A plus for sure. Now I didn't trade either of these because what was I doing? I was breaking fast actually with my family, and then I took a nap because went to the gym. I did a lot of errands today and stuff, so I'm proud of myself on that front as well as doing all the trades earlier. But that is an A plus trade right here. So if you're ever wondering how my strategy looks, that's it. I mean, we get that short below resistance too. So like my take profit probably would have been over here, and that is How many points is this? That's 866 down to. I mean, that's almost a 20-point trade if I would have taken it. Now, what I did is I see this little pullback. Keep in mind, I only need $350 to pass, so I was taking like almost any pullback. Well, my mouse is glitching. This is not good. Sometimes it does this, and this is why I'm gonna buy a Mac Mini soon once those come out. Get a pullback. Now this one's a little bit longer, which kind of makes it worrying. But then we get this red candle, which I enter in. But as you can see, we had one kind of nothing burger candle here, and we were actually retesting. And this was no lie. About, I would say even a week ago, I would have, after that red candle, I probably would have moved my stop loss because I was afraid of losing money. I didn't move my red candle, and my stop loss on this trade was no lie, like right about here. So I was nervous, but I was trying to do anything in the background and not like look at it and be emotional because I believed in the strategy. I know that sometimes we get a retest, and I was right, thankfully. And we got out right about here initially. Like right about here, and like I said, I was $50 short, so I just entered on the continuation candle because I didn't know I was $50 short, and I knew that we were probably good until like right here because yeah, I knew that like it was $50. I wasn't worried about it. That's 2 ticks of a candle. And yeah, we get another retest. And yeah, that is how you trade my strategy because we got another retest there and then a pull back all the way down. But that is how I passed my funded account. Tomorrow is a new day. I do not even know if I will be trading tomorrow. I haven't decided. I have a haircut because it's looking a little treacherous. I buzzed it and now it's looking crazy. But regardless, that's how we passed the funded account. So what is next? What is next is I have to hit 5 days of over $200 and hit a 40% consistency rule to get a payout. If I could get one payout, that is more money, like even like it'll be cool. But more importantly, stick to the strategy. I know that I can do this. Let's not overtrade. Don't be an idiot. Don't be an idiot. It's probably the most important one. You know, I've actually manually adjusted my Trade-Evade loss. So if I lose more than 500 a day, I'm locked. Because if I lose 500, I know I have like this compulsive, like mental illness to just lose 1,000 for some reason. Let's not do that. But it is a new beginning, my friends. New horizons are upon us. I appreciate you for being here. And if you have any tips for me in the comments, you know, I'm 3 months into this. But I know the possibilities now. So, I wish you guys a great week with whatever skills that you are trying to perfect. Now, if you watch me and you're not into trading, I'm not saying that you need to be into trading. But this was me throwing everything at the kitchen wall to see what sticks. Love you guys. Thank you for being here for the first video while I rant incoherently. And we will give you an update soon. But just remember, this is just a start.